It's Aftershock right here on your Classic Metal Show with Forever and Metal. And kicking off the Classic Metal Show, we heard our good friends from the band Red Rain with Chains. And I want to welcome everybody back to the Classic Metal Show on this Veterans Day. I want to say hello and salute the veterans of the U.S., and that includes my good partner and friend, Chris Aiken. So I salute you, sir, on Veterans Day.
Well, gee, thank you.
So,
all right, let's go.
All right. Well, you got your power back.
I do. How about that? I have, after living in the Stone Ages for a few days, I do have power. I'm here. Excellent. I was very much afraid that I was not going to have a show this week.
Well, I know you emailed me earlier, said just letting you know, I may not have power by Saturday.
Yeah, well, the way it worked was we had this violent fucking storm on Sunday. And in my town, they had something called a microburst.
Okay.
Which I guess it's like a tornado, but it like blasts out instead of in, I guess.
All right.
And I mean, I was sitting in my living room watching some TV, just me and my kid were just sitting in the living room watching TV, and it was raining. It was raining pretty hard. But then all of a sudden, it was like, I was like, holy mother of fuck, what is going on here?
Holy mother of fuck.
Holy mother of fuck.
Did you ever pray to her in Catholic church?
I can't tell you how many times I wished for somebody's mother to fuck me, but that's a story for a different marriage.
Right.
But no, after that, the power went down. It was like about 6:30 at night or something, and I was like, okay, this sounds like a good time to take a nap. Because I'm always uber tired on Saturdays after doing the show. Plus, we had the whole clock thing, which fucked me all up from Saturday night.
Right.
So I had only slept like maybe 2 hours anyway. So I was like, all right, this is a good time. There's no power. I'm going to go take a nap. So I took a nap for like 2 hours, got up, still no power. And I was like, uh-oh, something's big time wrong. So I got in my car. I was like, I'm going to go get some bags of ice to keep all my food frozen because I didn't want to, lose $200, $300 worth of food.
A foo?
A foo. So I jumped in my car and I drove. I started to drive into Twinsburg to get some ice, and I mean, there were poles down everywhere and trees down everywhere and brick signs that were just mowed over like they got hit by a tornado. It was like another world, and the entire city was dark. Not a light in the city anywhere. And then I was like, uh-oh, this is really fucking bad. So I called my mom and was like, I'm going to bring some food over. I'm going to load up my car and bring my food there, which was about the smartest thing I did of the whole week because the power stayed off for, we got power again at my place, Wednesday morning at like 10:30 or so.
So they were actually about 8 hours ahead of schedule.
Yeah, they were, but they had said, they had online, the electric company had said that the power would be off until Wednesday night at like midnight or 11:30. But then from talking to some workers around town, they were like, I don't know why they're saying that. It's looking like it's going to be a full week. It's going to be like Monday or Tuesday because quite literally all of the or not all, but quite a few poles, actual power poles were down all over town in the streets. It was fucked up, but I'll give First Energy a hell of a lot of credit. They fucking busted ass and got this city back powered up in pretty quick time. So not too bad. I mean, it did suck to, I had to go live with mommy for the first time in 35 years, but that was, other than that, I mean, it was what it was, I mean, what could you do? You can't bitch about it. It happened.
It happened, and, well, you recovered and you're here. So that's the important part.
Yep, I am here. Got a lot of fucks in my mouth and ready to spit them out.
And your internet connection is extremely clean tonight.
Well, that's even better.
You're just booming on this end.
so people can have even more clarity of my filth.
Right. Absolutely. Well, it's good that things got remedied in time for the show, and
Yes.
and we're here. But I got to be honest with you, I haven't done a whole lot of show prep this week.
Oh, so we're winging, huh?
Yeah, we're winging tonight. I just was very, very bogged down with work, and I just didn't have time to really put anything real specific together.
Yeah. I don't think I heard from you once this week.
Yeah,
did I?
I was bombarded this week. I just, I have a sales goal that I have to meet for the month, and last month and this month are pretty hefty goals. And on the 10th of November, I'm already $3,000 ahead of my sales goal for the month of November.
Look at you. Time to put your feet up and rest.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Can't do that at that place?
No. But, yeah.
Like everybody else that's been your partner at that place.
Yeah, sure. But, yeah, so I was busting ass this week, and, it was just kind of mentally exhausting just doing business.
Sure.
So the show kind of took a back seat to actually earning real money.
Well, there you go. Got to do that.
Yeah. So if you slackers out there would fill my PayPal account with a fair amount of money, I wouldn't have to work so hard.
Yeah, pal. Come on.
I feel like the walrus. I don't think I should have to go get a real job because I'm so goddamn entertaining.
Yeah, we're so funny you should pay us for it.
Yeah, because this should be my full-time gig, and you people should make that happen.
Yeah, so get to it. If you guys give us a bunch of money, we'll make some new shirts.
Right. Yeah, we'll be like the Rev, too. I deserve success.
Yeah. You should make me wealthy.
Yeah. Instead, I have to work like a dog in order to bring you the show and bring you a show.
Yeah.
I love it. So aside from losing power and all that kind of other stuff, you and your son have overcome one big hurdle.
Yes, we did. We did the final chemo was a week ago Wednesday. So yeah, we're down to just a couple of weeks of radiation is next, and then we're done hopefully. And with any luck, I mean, we go and do tests this week to make sure that the cancer is gone.
Right.
So we do that Wednesday, Tuesday. I don't know. It's on my calendar, but we do that during the week, and then a couple weeks, and with any luck by Christmas, this will be something that I can put behind me.
Right. Things will be back to normal, whatever normal is.
Kelly and I were out today, and we were already talking about the blowout party that I'm going to have once this is done. And it is going to be one of those that just is going to be a full-blown chaotic party because I am ready to get just fucking shit-faced.
Is the party let's get Chris shit-faced, or is this that's what the party is?
I determined today that I'm going to do one shot for every week that this has gone on.
All right.
And by my calculation, that's about 23 weeks.
All right.
So 23 shots coming at me, plus whatever else I drink.
Right. So what is the shot of preference?
I don't know. Maybe I'll probably do shots of Jack Daniels and be drinking screwdrivers just to totally fuck my stomach up. Might as well throw up while I'm at it.
Right.
I might as well. If I'm going to go for it, I might as well really go for it and just be puking and everything else. Make it fun.
Yeah, and I've seen the puke storm.
Yeah, when I go, I really do go, don't I?
You do. I'll never forget you coming to visit here and basically, literally, this is no joke, throwing up the entire night.
Yeah, like 8 hours.
That was just out of control.
Horrible. That was, but if you really want to get into it, before that was out of control. The amount of alcohol that went in.
Yeah.
we drank what, a whole bottle of vodka.
Well, I don't know that it was a whole bottle, but
you had just bought it, and between me, you, and your friend, we drank it
right
before we went out, and then she had those Jello shots,
right,
and she had like a whole tray of them, which her and I did. We did like the whole tray of Jello shots.
Right.
Then we went to the bar and we were drinking. God knows, but I start getting a little blurry at that point.
Yeah, well, Steve was, had a few too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, you were not feeling any pain.
Oof. Well, until later that night.
Yeah, no kidding.
Then all I was feeling was pain.
Right. But you recovered, so, well, hopefully it doesn't get that messy for you.
Yeah, let's hope not. And if it does, I'll just stay outside.
You'll just puke in the grass.
Yeah, whatever. Give the birds something to eat.
Right, exactly. Well, to be honest with you, I don't have much of stories to tell this week. It's been fairly uneventful as far as, anything. It's just been pretty much work and home for me.
Sure.
And, it's been uneventful. That's all I can tell you.
Well, this is going to stun you, but I went out today. Me who has been a hermit for however long, I actually have a go out story today.
Okay.
I spent the afternoon over at Joe Cleon's rock and roll perspective show.
Oh yeah,
today.
And how was that?
That was excellent, man. I mean, it was really, really well done. It was at a place called Loftworks, and I had never been to this place. And it's weird because we were driving down. I thought we were in the fucking wrong place. I thought that the GPS just took me somewhere to be robbed. I mean, it just looked like I was heading into the ghetto. But then all of a sudden we came up on this really nice building, like one really nice building in an otherwise kind of industrial looking shithole in Cleveland.
All right.
I was on East 40th and Payne, which that area. That's not exactly, the safety haven of all of Cleveland.
Sure.
But really nice inside. Man, there had to be 250, 300 pictures or prints that were on the wall, various different types of prints and stuff. What was cool was Joe. Like it was Joe and it was Anastasia Pancios, who's she's a photographer as well, local photographer here, and she's pretty well known.
Okay.
But her photography was like from the 70s to the 90s. And then Joe's was from the 90s to today. So, and they had them all mixed around, and it was like quite the variety of stuff. And it was really kind of cool to see. It was all stuff that was shot locally, but it wasn't all like one style of music either. It wasn't like all metal or all, anything like that. It was everything from Prince to, what is that, Pure Ubu, to local bands, to Zeppelin, to Judas Priest, Metallica, some Metallica stuff from the early 80s. It was a really cool gallery showing today, and we spent a good amount of time there. It was really good. It was packed. I didn't think that a lot of, I was more than happy to help Joe promote it, but let's be honest. Do you think when you heard we were doing this, did you think that, oh man, this is going to be something that draws like a lot of people?
I have no idea. I mean, I know Joe, I don't know the lady. What's her name?
Anastasia.
Yeah, I don't know her at all. I don't know her work at all.
Sure.
But depending on, and again, it goes out to promotion, because I'm sure Joe and Anastasia went out and, promoted the shit out of this on the various radio stations and interviews and, all kinds of stuff. And, there is a niche audience out there for that kind of stuff that they like to relive maybe some of their experiences. Say, yeah, I was at that show, or I remember when they came through town, or whatever the case may be. But so the display was done real well.
It was great, man. I mean, it was just seeing it all mixed together was what to me was like the coolest thing. Was like not I don't think I would have liked it if it was even in order. You know what I mean? Like if it started in 1970 and went all the way up to 2017. I think that would have kind of sucked. I liked seeing it all kind of mixed and matched around, and it was just kind of cool to see like Jimmy Page next to like a Prince or something, just kind of so you get a different flair for all the different vibes that have gone on in Cleveland concert history. It was like a walk through Cleveland concert history. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I fully enjoyed it. I actually bought a piece.
Oh, what'd you get?
Jimmy Page. I didn't get to keep it, but I bought a Jimmy Page.
Okay.
I bought it was Jimmy Page with the bow, like a side shot of Jimmy Page with the bow from playing in Cleveland in 1970.
Okay.
It was like a really old, like at the beginning of Zeppelin's career.
Yeah. Now, where did they play? Do you know where it was taken?
Where did she say they played? Like music hall or somewhere.
Okay.
Not like not like the Coliseum or anything.
Yeah, they weren't at arena status at that point yet, were they?
No, not at all. They were a smaller band, and you could tell the stage was all small, and you see it's a picture. I'll put it in the chat room here if I have it. But it was a picture of it's Page playing. And in the back, you can see Bonham on like the smallest drum kit I think the guy ever played, ever. And it was a really, really cool, shot. I'm looking for it right now because I know I put it on my Facebook. So let me see where it is here, and I'll put it in the chat room. There it is. Let me save this image. Come on, you slow motherfucker. Save to there. Now, to get it to the chat room. Now, here comes the real problem. How do I get it to the chat room?
Well, you're asking the wrong guy.
I know. I'm like, I only put this thing together. Why can't I remember how to do this? There we go. There it is.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
It's a good shot, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the picture that I bought today, and the prices were really pretty reasonable. Like that right there was $50.
Okay.
That's not terrible for art. It's an 11 by 17. So that was $50. The most expensive thing I saw, and if I had the money, I would have bought it because it was just badass. It was this Roger Waters. It's him playing and singing. And then he's got one of those full screen screens behind him.
Okay.
It was from this most current tour.
All right.
And it looks like it's a picture of him singing the same song, but from like 20 years before or 30 years before or something.
Okay. It's
kind of black and white behind him singing the same song. It was badass. And it was one of those, I don't know what you call that, but it's like, instead of being in a frame, it's like about an inch thick. And it feels like it's like oil type based or something.
It's a canvas.
A canvas, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was badass. But it was like $400.
Huh.
I didn't quite have that much money.
Sure.
It was huge.
And who was responsible for that?
Joe took that picture.
Okay, cool.
Joe took that one, and actually, Joe and I had a conversation while we were there today about. Him and I are going to do something for all those vacant walls at the Pinball Palace.
All right.
Him and I are going to work out a deal to put up many of his pieces of art in the Pinball Palace. Because he's got all the Bon Jovis and Metallica and all the 80s bands.
Sure.
So we'll put a bunch of that stuff in the 70s, 80s. We can put that stuff in the Pinball Palace.
Right.
And that'll look better than just plain white walls. That's for damn sure.
So is the idea for display or kind of like a way to sell his art too?
We didn't get that far. I'd imagine that we'll sell it, or we'll at least pass out his cards or something if people see something they want.
Right.
They can reach out to his website and buy stuff, I guess. But we didn't get that far. It was just more of it's a conversation him and I have had before, but I just didn't have time to deal with. or I didn't have money to deal with, I think was at that moment, the when we talked about it for real. But seeing the gallery today, it was funny because Kelly's walking through there just fucking blown away by all this art. And I'm walking through there going, man, I could really do something with something like this.
Right, absolutely.
I was like, I can really change the whole vibe of the Pinball Palace for a few $100. I figure I could probably because Joe and me are friends, I'm sure he'll work me some kind of a deal. So for maybe like $500, I could probably change the whole vibe of the Pinball Palace.
Right.
And I'm like, that's in my wheelhouse. $500, I can sort of swing that.
Yeah, you just got to pick up an extra website and you'll be good.
Yeah, that's it. I'll just get your boss to kick in eventually.
Right. All right.
But yeah, that was what I did for most of the day today. Was I was out there, and then we went over and had some lunch over at Becky's, and that was pretty, was what it was. It's a bar.
Okay.
It's a bar. They have food. They have drinks. She had a bunch of drinks. I had one. Because I didn't want to get all. It was funny because she always drinks Jack and water, and I wanted to drink really badly today. I was in one of those moods,
right,
where I could have really just gone and gotten ripped. But it was like 3:30 when we came out of the gallery, and I was like, I got one beer and it went down in like 3.1 seconds. It was like gone. And I was like, son of a bitch, this is not good for me, So then I was like, I better stop, because if I don't stop, I will not do the show tonight. And she ordered a second drink, and she's like, yeah, you want another beer? I was like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to play responsible today.
Sure.
I got to go, and I have to go do radio later.
Right.
And so then she just drank in front of me. I was like, which is fine. I don't give a shit.
Right.
It's fun. But yeah, just a fun afternoon, man. Me getting out of the house, anytime I get out of the house these days is a good day.
Sure.
I'm so sick of being in the fucking house. I can't even explain to you, and it's cold outside, so it's not like you can even go outside to get away from anything. Just like it was nice to actually have somewhere to go and actually go do something today instead of sitting on my ass doing not a goddamn thing.
Sure. Well, I went handgun shopping today.
Really?
I
what
did.
Did you buy?
Well, I was looking at a bunch of various guns.
Okay.
But one that caught my eye and seemed to fit my hand, well, and it seemed to be well balanced. I didn't get to shoot it or anything, but I was just looking at it. And a very front runner contender for one of them that I would like to get is a Beretta PX4 Storm.
Let me look it up.
It's Beretta P as in Paul X4 Storm.
The compact or the not?
No.
Let me see. PX4 Storm. Oh yeah, that's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't real expensive, but it fit your hand really well, and felt really balanced. It felt very comfortable.
What's that say back? About 556?
Yeah, it's about that much. I think it was in the 5 to 550 range.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, it was nice. I looked at the judge.
Did you put it in your hand?
I did.
What'd you think?
It's a cool gun. I'd like to shoot it first.
It feels small, doesn't it, in your hand?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, they had the one with the shortened hand grip.
Okay.
And then they had the full hand grip.
Oh, yeah, I have the full hand grip.
Yeah. So they had those. I mean, they had a lot of different. I went to Bass Pro Shop.
Okay, so it wasn't a show. It was just a.
Yeah, it was just a shop. Yeah, it was a Bass Pro Shop. But boy, they have a lot of models over there. A lot of different manufacturers, and I looked at the Smith and Wesson. I looked at the Glock, and when I got down to the Beretta caught my eye and just seemed to just feel right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Berettas I fired the Berettas out at the range. They always have those to rent out at the range. That's a nice, easy, smooth shot.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a ton of kick, and and I mean, I don't know if that's important to you or not, but that's the one thing that makes shooting a gun hard or buying a gun hard is because, to me, how it shoots is more important or is as important as how it feels in your hand.
Right, absolutely. Which is like I said it felt good in the hand, but I didn't get to fire it.
Yeah, because that's the one thing. I mean, I love my Judge. Don't get me wrong. I love that. I love it. But I think I love it because it's such a powerful horse.
Right.
That thing will cut a fucking tank in half if it comes at me. But I think if I was doing it again for my first gun, and the Judge was the first one that I bought,
right?
I don't think I would buy a Judge. I would have bought like a Beretta or a somewhat more controllable gun. I might have gone to the range and fired 3 or 4 guns first and tried them out a little bit instead of. I literally bought my Judge I was at a gun show and I put it in my hand and it just felt right and I bought it on the spot. It was a total impulse buy.
Right.
And I love shooting it, but I'll be honest, I can't shoot, like even at the range, I can't shoot it a ton because it fucks up my hand. Because it's got hella kick, man.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure it does.
I can't even imagine. I've never fired it with the 410s in it. I've only fired it with the 45 long cores in it.
Right.
And the inside of my hand, like between the finger and the thumb, Jesus fucking Christ, man, it feels like it's getting tore off. It's like boom. I mean, it's one of those that for me, and I'm fairly big and fairly strong. It's plant your feet and don't lock your elbows or you'll break them, but get yourself in a good strong position to shoot it. Don't just don't gangster it.
Right.
You gangster that, you're gonna break your fucking elbow.
Sure.
But love the gun, but and I have to probably in the new year I'm gonna buy another handgun. I only have one.
Yeah.
I have my Mossberg and I have my my Mosin Nagant, and I have the Judge so far, but I want to get another.
Well, the end of the year is coming, and business for me has been successful again this year. Last year I bought my iPhone,
right?
And so it is my birthday in December, and it is the end of the year, and I like to go out there and splurge on something I normally wouldn't just get.
Sure.
And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go out and buy a couple of handguns.
A couple? Look at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go buy a couple. I might buy a 44, and I might buy a 9mm. So, just thought I'd just do something, mix it up a little bit.
And then are you gonna now? What is the laws where you are? Is there a CCW or is there no CCW or what is there?
Well, yeah, there is concealed carry permits here. You can do that.
That's in
Indiana. You can't do that.
Not in Chicago.
No.
In Chicago, you just have to go and be unarmed and get killed.
I guess.
Is that how it works?
It's a very safe place over there. You can't carry guns into Chicago because it's a no gun zone and it's very safe over there.
Thank God the criminals are listening to that.
Yeah, they do.
law.
They respect the law. They go, oh, this is no guns. Oh, well, put it away, fellas. Put it away.
Right. Nice.
So, the laws work, We need stricter laws because the ones on the book they just don't seem to be doing the job.
Yeah, now we need magazines with no more than 3 bullets in the magazine.
No, the bullets, as Chris Rock once said, the bullets need to cost $5,000 a piece.
Right, good point.
So, you can have all the guns you want.
Yeah.
But the ammunition is very expensive to buy, so you have to be very, very, you have to think carefully before you decide to fire off a round.
Sure. That's a good plan. Because I'm sure if you could if your choices are to bootleg a gun or bootleg a bullet, people will go with bootlegging the gun as the easier of 2 evils.
Look at Eddie Rocks in the chat room.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, no, well, good for you, man. Getting out there, getting some new hardware.
Yeah, I deserve it, man. I work my ass off all year. I deserve something.
You're not going to turn your house into a little Mandalay Bay, are you?
No.
All right, just making sure.
Although I do have this high points in inside with the high vaulted ceilings and all.
Yeah.
So I could actually have a sniper stand up here.
Yeah, you could set up in a couple of those rooms upstairs there and shoot down at poor unsuspecting people that come to try and jump in your pond or whatever in the back.
Exactly.
They get in the pond, boom!
Yeah. Hey, you kids, get out of there.
You listening to country music, motherfucker?
Yeah. I'll teach you a thing or three.
Fuck yeah, it's classic metal around here, dicks. You're dead.
Yeah. You're out of here.
Yeah.
But
I'll show you some aftershock, motherfucker.
Right. Too good. Yeah, and then the new car is on tap for the new year.
Oh, when are you getting it?
I went out and looked at. I went to a couple of places today, and one place only had one.
Okay.
And so it's just not. This isn't the right time of year to get it, according to the dealer. He's just like,
Sure.
Those cars are a little bit on the scarce side. Everybody's trying to get rid of their old inventory right now, so they're not going to be placing orders for, new cars.
Right.
So, I'm looking at the Camaro SS.
Okay.
And they said, they're just not going to order those. They just need to get rid of all the remaining stock.
Right.
And he says, we're sitting on a lot of stock right now that we need to get out of here because we're paying, interest, and we'll be paying taxes on that shit.
Right.
If we don't move it out by the end of the year.
So by next week, it'll be everything must go.
Yeah, that's the commercials you'll probably hear.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
So, that'll be the new purchase for the new year.
Nice. I know you can't wait to get the whole Bluetooth stereo and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's got to be your number one thing, is it? Because you're still doing it with the wires and shit, aren't you?
Well, yes and no. I found a little Bluetooth adapter that actually plugs into the stereo, so everything is Bluetooth now.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, but it is almost 11 years old, and it's served me well, so it's time to get the new one.
Now, here's the real question, because I know how well you take care of your cars. Are you going to trade that one?
Well, I've had two people tell me, when you decide to get rid of that car, let me know.
Right.
Because I've kept it in immaculate condition.
Right.
And it still looks brand new. I mean, it's got 207,000 on it.
Yeah, but 207 Neeley miles is like me fucking driving around the block. You take immaculate care of your cars.
Right.
I mean, you sold me the one car. It had a lot of miles.
Yeah, it had 100, and I think it had like 140,000 on it.
And that fucker ran like it was brand new.
Yeah, well, kept it in good condition.
Yeah, and then I proceeded to just crash it all into fucking hell.
Very nice.
You kept it in perfect shape for like 15 years. I had it like 3.
Well, I didn't quite have it that long. I had it for about 6 years, but regardless.
Okay. Well, I only lasted 3, and in the end, it went by way of tow truck.
Right. Yeah, well, that's what makes this show work is the differences between the two of us.
Yeah, and I would say there's a few.
Yeah,
just a couple.
I would say. But so that's what's on tap. And how many live shows do we have left for this year?
Well, let's take a look, shall we? Let's see. We've got next week 1, 2, 3, 4,
and then 3 in December.
We got 3 in December, and 1, 2, 3 if you count tonight in November. So 6 total.
6 total.
Yeah, we're taking off the 23rd and the 30th.
All right.
So 6 more and we're done.
Right. All right. Well, soak it all in, kids.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen a whole lot of feedback, but we launched the new chat room last week.
Yeah.
And we have a full chat tonight. And I see people popping their photos in there right and left, so it must be pretty easy to do.
I think you just click this little, well, I know you just click this little, what do you call that thing? The paperclip on the bottom right.
Okay.
And you can just load it right from your computer. So you don't have to we don't have to do all that linked shit that we were doing before.
Right.
Well, you put in the IMG code and then you put in the link and then you do the /IMG code. You know, I'm a fucking tech and that seemed confusing. So, well, this is easy.
Yeah. Well, we're good for a year, at least a year on the chat room.
Sure.
Because that's all been bought and paid for. So, yeah, let me know what you think of the chat room because we want things to be easy for the fans.
We're trying.
We don't want anybody to have to work too hard for the show.
No, not at all. This is definitely a lot easier. I think it's easier and it's cleaner. I don't know how to put it, but it just looks cleaner to me. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, if you are listening to the show live, we are live right now on the Classic Metal Show. If you're listening via the Spreaker or who else is broadcasting? Tune in. We're on TuneIn. We're on. You can go to cmsradio.net, and that still goes to us. Yep. Well,
as well. So
if you're listening to us tonight live, we do have a live chat room, and you can go over there and check it out. Chatandkill.com. Chatandkill.com. Just spell that out and jump in the chat and be a part of the show.
Sure. Pretty darn easy, man.
And that's how it works.
Yeah, pal.
Mm-hmm. All right. I've run out of shit to talk about in the first hour.
All right, we're done stretching.
Yeah, we're done stretching.
Time to do it for real.
Yeah.
All right.
Just trying to get the voice going. And did you do your warm up music prior to the show?
Little bit, but I had to spend way too much time booting this fucking computer. It took like 30 minutes to boot up, but I did a little. I was doing some Chevy Van and some Kid Rock and some Uncle Cracker.
Uncle Cracker. All right.
All those shows that you think of when you think of classic metal.
Right. So good. Well, it helps you get ready to start to rage.
Well, you know what it is I usually sleep before the show. Every week I take a nap about 6:00 and I take like a 2-hour nap because I hate more than anything when we get to 2 a.m. here and I'm out of juice. That just sucks. And I know that sucks for you too, because you're like fucking trying to get me going on stories. I'm like, yep. Because I'm just fucking falling asleep. And it's not because I'm bored. It's just because I'm tired. So I try to make sure I take a long nap right before the show so that I've got 6 solid hours of energy to do. But you, as everybody's well aware, when you wake up, you've got that fucking wake up voice.
Right.
Where you're all like...
The gravel voice.
Yeah. So for me, singing Air Supply songs or whatever, just to get it to clear my throat out, gets rid of that shit so that I sound lively and full.
Yeah.
When I come on. So that's why I do it. And, those faggy 70s songs are certainly, every voice was like that higher end, higher octave stuff, which really forces me to clear my throat a little better and a little quicker. So that's why I do it. I know a lot of people make fun of me for doing it, but I don't care. Go ahead. I know John, for one, he always fucking busts my balls. Like when he's come over here to do the show live, and I'm doing it at 8:00 and I'm, 8:00 comes around and him and I are drinking. I'm like, all right, I got to fucking listen to this. And it's like England Dan and John Ford Coley. And he's like, what the fuck are you listening to? I was like, I got to get my voice ready.
Right.
With whatever their songs are.
Sure.
So that's kind of, it's my ritual and it works for me. And I need to do it. I mean, I'm sure the fans don't probably get it as much as you do, but I know when I'm done.
Right.
When I'm done at 2:00 and I'm just stretching and I'm like, let's leave. Let's get out of here at 2:30 instead of 3.
Yeah.
Well, let's end with a long block of music.
Yeah. Well, I actually took a short nap too. I was rewatching the first season of Stranger Things.
Oh, really? How was it?
It was good. It's a lot of fun because I didn't watch it. I haven't seen it in a year.
Right.
And then, of course, I watched the whole new season last week, and then we went back and rewatched the first season, and it was just like, oh yeah, that I forgot about that, or So
you remembered a lot of parts that you've forgotten.
Well, yeah, exactly, exactly. That's exactly it. And it just kind of made the new season more vivid for me.
Right.
Because things happened. I just looking at just like when they first met Eleven, and she was flipping through the TV and stuff, and he had to tell her to meet them after school at 315.
Right.
And then when she was being, basically kept stowed away in that cop's house, he had to tell her that he'd be home at 615 or 515 or whatever.
Right.
And I totally forgot from the first season that's how that Mike was telling her how to tell time.
Right, exactly.
Little things like that.
Yeah, I forgot about that too until just now.
Mm-hmm.
I have to watch it again myself.
Yeah, it was very good. So I was watching that, and then during that time, I took about an hour nap.
Okay. Nice. Dude, speaking of TV, since we're just rambling anyway, and I know you're getting ready to go to music, but we'll just go. Our friend Corey turned me, I think I finally found the solution for live TV.
All right.
It is called Ace TV. It's ace-tv.xyz.
Okay, .xyz.
.xyz is the web address for this shit.
Okay.
It is amazing. It's every cable channel. It's the NFL network. It's the NBA network. It's the MLB network. All of it is on this thing. $58 for 6 months.
Nice.
And mint.
And what platform do you watch that on? Is that on streaming, or do you get it on the Roku, or how did
I installed it on both the Roku and on the Amazon Fire.
Okay.
I did both of those, and it works mint. It's called IPTV, is what the technology is called.
Okay.
And Roku has a channel. Roku has a channel you can download called something with if you just put in IPTV, it comes up, and then they send you the code to the playlist.
Okay.
And you load the code into the playlist, and then it brings up all your channels. It brings up too many channels. That's the one thing I got to figure out. You know me, I'll figure out how to hack it, because it brings up 3,200 channels.
Wow.
It's like every channel in the world. If it streams, it's on this thing.
Okay.
So there's just a shit ton of stuff I'm never going to watch. Turkish TV and fucking Saudi TV and shit like that. That all I want is the USA networks. But what I did was, it has a way to go, you can search, and this is what's really cool about it too. You can search either by the channel name, like ABC or CBS or whatever, and you can just favorite it. It has a setting to just favorite it, and it saves. Or like if there's let's say that like right now there was like UFC on. Okay, I don't know if there is or not, but let's say UFC 217 was on right now.
Okay.
If you just search for UFC 217 and it's on right now, it'll come up and you can just click it and go. Just go right to it. It's fucking nice. Movies. You can just search for movie names. It seems like it only has new movies, not because I was you know how I roll with this stuff, dude. Once I figure it out, then I dig in it really deep. But I was digging around searching for movies, and I could find like Rogue One and stuff like that that's fairly new, and that stuff would just pop right up. But then like stuff like Dog Day Afternoon I looked for, and that wasn't anywhere to be found, and The Godfather wasn't anywhere to be found. But for people that are looking for a cable alternative, $100 a year or whatever that would be, $120 a year, that's the fucking bomb.
Yeah, no kidding.
and it works on all the platforms. So that's the best part about it, is it works on all the platforms. The only thing that's a I'll call it a slight hassle. It's not a hassle, but it is kind of annoying, is when you first launch the app, it has to load all 3,000 fucking channels.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
So it takes about a minute and a half when you launch the app to load. But then once it loads, then you can pop through channels and just like you would a regular TV, regular cable.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And like I have all my stuff. I personally, I don't know about you, but I like the Roku for live streaming better than the Amazon.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The Amazon just doesn't seem to have the clarity or something. But the Roku seems to have a lot more of a clean HD picture. So I tend to use the Roku. My Roku was almost retired because I do almost everything on the new Firebox that I bought I bought whatever the current generation Firebox is.
Okay.
And then I bought a 256 gig extended memory so that I could store all the programs onto the chip instead, or onto the, what do you call that? The SD card.
Yeah, SD card, right.
I stored all the channels on there so that I have no buffering anymore, because the device itself is wide open. There's nothing on it to clog the memory. It's all on the SD card, and it is lightning fast, and it runs really, really well. So, but I was just about done with Roku, and now this thing came out, and it just runs so much better on the Roku that I'm using it on the Roku.
Nice.
So,
very cool.
Good stuff, man. But that's one Ace TV. It's ace-tv.wxyz or XYZ, I guess, not
right.
W.
I'll have to check it out.
Yep, good stuff there.
All
it
right.
does from England. It does also work on the Kodi as well. On the Amazon Fire, that's what I ran it through. I ran it through Kodi.
Mm-hmm.
I ran the IPTV app into the Kodi, and then I ran the code into the IPTV.
Nice.
So, but it's just better with the Roku. It's direct.
Right.
It's just an app, and it fires up and it goes. It's
Nice.
good shit.
All right. Little tech tip from Chris Aiken.
There you go. I'm sure by tomorrow it'll be turned down now that I talked about it on the radio. Fuck, it's been canceled. I lost my $50.
Right. All right. Well, unfortunately, last week the time has changed, and we're slowly slipping into winter time.
How's your weather?
It got a little cold this week, but it's not unbearable yet.
Yeah, we had snow yesterday.
Yeah, we had a dusting on Friday morning, and that was it.
And we had a good bit of snow yesterday morning. And I mean, not like inches or anything. It's already gone, but it was cold as fuck.
Yeah.
It was like in the 20s today. I was like, what the hell? This sucks.
That's what it was here yesterday, but today it was back up in the 40s, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, since the seasons are changing, I'm going to play something from the band called Fifth Freedom.
Okay, cool.
And this comes from their self-titled release, and this is called Seasons Changing, exclusively here
on your classic metal show.